What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Fanatic from soundsforproducers.com. As you saw probably the previous two videos, this is like part 3 of this beat cook-up. If you haven't subscribed, please click the sub button, and thank you for watching. And if you're feeling a beat, or you like some of the videos and some of the techniques I'm doing in the videos, definitely give it a thumbs up, and put in the comments and let me know what type of beats you like to learn to make, or whatever you like to see. I'm pretty flexible with content concerning this channel. So anyway, if you haven't seen the first couple videos, I basically started out with a melody from one of our packs. I randomly chose a melody. I think it was Keys. I forgot which pack it was. You have to check out the other video. But yeah, so I took the MIDI out of one of these. I think it might have been the Scorpions thing, and I just took the MIDI and plopped it in here and chose sounds and did some different things with it and kind of made it very unique. So make sure you check out the first video where I basically created this. So this is a different type of beat. Has like almost house elements in it, but a hip-hop foundation. So let me continue working on it, and hopefully I'll remember to speak during the video. So anyway, here we go. I probably want to double this up and take it up an octave, so we'll see what that sounds like. I like that, but I'm gonna turn it down, the high part. I want this bass to, that's brass. Take that up an octave, see what it sounds like. And I'll probably just put an 808 in it, or a sub bass. I like it there, that octave. Turn it up though. And we're gonna rename this. Just put lead, so that way I remember what it is. And we're actually gonna give it back its life, higher frequencies. Probably don't need this R bass. See? Don't forget to save. And I want this to hit a little harder. Not what I wanted. that whole time I was hearing lower frequencies in the snare, so just had to do some tweaking in the Fruity Parametric EQ2, and you saw what I just did, but just wanted a little lower frequencies to make the snare hit a little harder. And the Fruity Soft Clipper technique I just did, that's how you make a lot of drums hit a lot harder too. So there's different ways of doing things. Also the sound goodizer, you can definitely do some cool stuff with too. Alright, so we're gonna put a 808 in there. I want an 808 instead of a sub bass with this, so let's go to Drums and Madness pack and see what we can find here for 808s. And maybe I'll do a whole pack of 808s because I'm always searching for one, and basically I use the drum loops have 808s in it, but I want a single standing 808. So that's the Breakthrough. There's a couple of them. I want a longer 808, so what's that? Let's try this one. Yeah, that should work. Open a new pattern. And let's actually edit an audio editor. This is how you find the pitch of 808. Basically, you're tuning the 808 to a note. Yeah, detect pitch regions, and this is C2. So what you do, you go back to the sound. This is the Silly Games 808, and go to the wrench tool and right click on the root note. Now you'll have the let's select a new pattern. Now you have the 808 actually in tune to a note. Basically that way your 808's in key with your music. See? And it's D sharp minor is the scale. So now I can pretty much create a nice 808 pattern. And another little trick, being that I did a pretty interesting kick pattern, I'm actually just going to copy that, copy it and paste it into the new pattern and create a 808 melody basically. So let's go in there, and I usually like starting it on the root note, which is D sharp in this instance, and Alt L makes the piano roll articulator come up. That way your notes are stretched to the next note. Trying to figure out what I want to do. It's kind of cool. So we're gonna lower it to a 808 octave. And here's another trick. You can actually turn it down. This way I can isolate what frequency I want. So we're gonna do a little TLC here, and not TLC the rap group, a little Tender Love and Care on the 808. Fruity Barometric EQ2, which that is not. What I just did is just side chain the 808, the kick to the 808, and now what I'm doing is just shifting it so it comes a little after the grid. And just doing a little slide here, and you notice all the other stuff I did. I use R bass to isolate some low frequencies. I use Sound Goodizer to give it a type of distortion, and just a Fruity limiter to use as a sidechain compressor. And I think I want some more aggression, so we're gonna go with Fruity Fast Distort and see what we can do. So the Fruity Fast Distort, as you can see, it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. So I just omitted it. I was just messing around with some parameters and just seeing if I come up with something dope. And you know, when you're making beats, you might want to just try different things and just see what happens. So I'm pretty happy so far with everything. I'm gonna try and put it in song format. So see where we go with that. Straight bars, that rhymed. It's amazing what you can see in the outside world. You know, when like you visually see people dancing to your music. So let's get on with it. Let's see here. Let's duplicate that. Cool. So I'm gonna let's undo that and get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I don't know. I think that second lead isn't as prevalent enough. I'm not feeling the energy in it. So let's actually just copy all of this in pattern 3. Let's create another pattern. I'm just experimenting to see what this would sound like. And what I had in my head was expand. Where are you? Where are you, man? There you go. And I probably just want another lead underneath it. But let's just choose something crazy, man. I think they had, you can choose like layered sounds. Yeah, let's do arpeggiator. I totally forgot how to. Oh, you just hit the arrows. Let's see what that sounds like. I don't know what that'll sound like. So let's go into pattern 13 and just paste what we copied. That's cool. I'm gonna search through a little bit. that one. Yeah, that one's cool, so we're gonna move that there. Gonna do a little fine tuning here so it doesn't go as long in the hi-hat. And also what I just heard was a triplet hi-hat right here, so we're gonna make that unique. And let's just go into it like that and change the snap to grid to 1/3 beat. Save. Some cool panning here. Nothing too crazy. basically trying to get the counts down with this verse length. So basically I would have to do a whole nother group here based on the tempo, I believe. So then we'll bring the 808 in after that. Now I'm gonna try, well, I don't know. No, I'm gonna try something really crazy. Make that unique and just bring that all the way down and see what happens. Down another octave. I like it. So we're gonna switch this to pattern 2. This is where we bring the 808. Let's choose this one. See, now I'm basically creating movement in the beat, so that way it breathes a little bit and just has some change ups. Switch this one up because I don't like how the 808 carries over. something different for the second verse. Take out the kick. Let's go. Take out the first snare, the second half of the second verse. See how that sounds. It sounds whack, too shallow. Needs to keep the energy going. Don't like that either, so do with the last verse, because I didn't like how the 808 goes crazy over that. Pattern 16. So where is it? So we change that to pattern 16 and hopefully that works. Cool, works. I'm gonna do a fade out for this beat. You just basically highlight where you want the automation to start and end. Make sure that's actually on beat. You can do it off beat too if you want. And then I go to the master, right click here and create automation clip. What that does is create a master volume fade where you selected in the ruler here, and you can just pull this end down and you're good to go. Trust me, it took me forever to figure out how to do a fade out. I think I was exporting and then doing a fade out in another program. It was crazy. So anyway, let me think about some mixing that I'm going to do with this beat, and we'll call it a wrap, because you don't want to overdo stuff, which I always do. I won't say always, but most of the time I do. So let me figure out if I'm going to pan some more stuff and check out the levels. And usually when you're doing mixing or mastering, you want to highlight where you have most of the sounds, usually in the chorus. Want the high snare to stand out a little more. Pull the 808 down just a tad. See, when I'm mixing, notice if you watch the video, I kind of mix while I'm making the beat, so that way it cuts down time and you can also shape things better. But I usually, when I'm doing mixing, I'll do volumes first, then panning, and then maybe check plugins. But usually the plugins are straight, what I chose prior. So it's usually volume that I focus on, and then panning or stereo separation, and then I move on to mastering. And that's not to say that you have to do it like that. That's just how I make my beats, and it helps me. So hopefully it help you. Remember, I did most of the panning for the hi-hats already within the channel rack, so that's why I'm not panning here. A lot of the sounds have panning into them already, so hear how wide the sound is. I'll probably pan that left. Yep. I like how this pans already. So there's a lot of movement going on. And usually what I'll do is select everything, all the tracks, and we'll start doing some mastering. So I'll pull it down just a little bit, so that way it gives it a little room to process and have a better dynamic range and whatnot. Cool. So now usually this is my process. I'll go to Neutron 2, let it load up, and notice I saved before. I use track assistant. Alright, at this point I usually keep auto detect. I rarely do any others, and I'll try different styles, and I keep the intensity in medium. You can try different stuff. It doesn't mean you have to do it like this. If you don't have these plugins, it's all good. You can use Fruity Limiter or Maximus. You can get pretty much the same results with some tweaking, but it varies per beat. So. I think I want this up front. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna try something else. Let's try a balance. I like that one better. And then after, it does its thing, I go into each module and check some parameters per module based on what it did and make my own adjustments. hear the before after? It's crazy. This is before the processing. And this is after. Brought some extra life into that. So after I did Neutron 2, I usually go right to Ozone 8 and do the same thing, just with different plugins and whatnot. We'll see if we can still shoot the video while doing some processing here. It'll jump around a bit, so bear with me. I usually choose CD, but whatever. If you like it. Getting a couple underruns here. I'm gonna try and keep the video going. Doesn't like vintage tape, and I want to use vintage tape. So anyway, I think that's a wrap. You pretty much saw what I do with mastering. I just do what I did with Neutron 2 and just work it into Ozone 8, and I'm gonna do a couple more parameters, choose the maximizer I want, and then use tonal balance control to check some things. So yeah, that's pretty much the beat. Put it in song format. It's pretty much straight. And notice, you know, again, I started the beat with just a MIDI pack, basically a MIDI folder of one of these random sounds here. I think I use keys, and what you do, that's Drums of Madness, my bad, is just build just for, you know, off of MIDI and use your own plugin, use your own sounds. And notice the first video, I might combine them all, I don't know, this one's kind of long, but the first video that I did, all I did is kind of manipulate the MIDI and kind of created something totally different than what was there. So make sure you pay attention to that, because you can use that in your own beats. And when you guys buy the loop packs, you can kind of do whatever you want, and gals, just showing you a different way to create with it. And you know, you can just build with just one little MIDI phrase, and I made this beat pretty much just on that one thing. It's crazy. And then I just build with different sounds and just kind of flowed with it until it took form, and then I created it in song format. So I think it came out pretty dope. The drums are dope. Of course, they're all from Drums of Madness pack. I went through different things to get them. Let's see, the Drums of Madness, I went through different packs, so those are available right now as well. So yeah, feel free to explore with that, enjoy it. And you know, there's a free loop pack in the description called the Cayenne pack. You can use that as well. And anything you create with our sounds, make sure you tag us and whatnot so we can show you some love. And again, it's your boy DJ Fanatic from soundsforproducers.com. And definitely, if you haven't, please hit the sub button, show your support. Much love, greatly appreciated. And if you like the video, thank you for watching, and give it a like if you can. Peace.